It really ain't fair, dawg. Ransom be out here rapping like he got all the sliders up. He really out here like he trying to perfect rap. I think he's easily a top 5 rapper on the planet. The lyricism is off the charts, probably the best puncher in the game. And he's coming off 2 really strong projects from this year. Let's get into it. I don't know what this beat is.
Yeah, what good's a cliff if you grab the edge? The lessons in the fall, you don't know what's war cause you haven't bled. This little rapper asked for advice. Here's what I gladly said. For every Rick Ross, there's a Gary Webb out in Cali dead. Remington's.
That's actually a dope line. Gary Webb's the journalist who he did a lot of writing about how the CIA pushed drugs through the community in California. And I don't really know how he died, but he was talking about the dangers of speaking on the stuff that you see in the hood.
Wicked priest, born from a slave, breaking his fast with bread. Holy water, snuck up in the Met Gala to splash celebs. Yeah, now just throw your hands in the gray sky.
Oh, ran back with the MAGA raps.
Artificial rappers, fictitious anthems, and they rise. So why practice when Whitey knows the answer is AI? AI. Knew this dude that earned him a...
I heard so many to answer. Allen Iverson flips at this point. It was clever, but it's almost played at this point.
He say I remind him of Pac, but an atheist. This ain't no fake pride. Never asked the notorious where his faith lies. Yeah, a distorted life with some clear wishes. I'm still a crook, and you Dylan Brooks when you see that bear's vicious. Here, this is me on trial, and them scared snitches get stripped to their drawers and socks, so every nigga could bear witness. You know you look foolish when you're
bear witness on trial as a witness, but bear witness get robbed, stripped down, robbed. That's fire.
No fanship, dear misters. Here, listeners, y'all say life is a bitch, but I say treat that bitch like a mere mistress. My will is stronger cause I am legend, and your gift is no longer special when I am present. Yeah, I seen it all and I'm still intact. You raised a villain so you can't have feelings on how that villain acts. I stand strong.
Hey, this a fire rhyme scheme. He got the 3-syllable at the end, and then he's using the illin. The first 2 syllables of that 3-syllable rhyme scheme is the internal rhyme too.
All them tales you telling them verses. Now ask yourself, was it worth it?
Hey, we got hit with that Ransom special. Some pretty dope rapping over an iffy beat. Ransom hit us with several memorable bars. I think that Rick Ross, Gary Webb line was really dope. That's a gem too. And then there was a few more punches littered through. I think the rhyme schemes, lyricism were pretty good overall. I think he took a second to heat up. Ransom's normally super intricate with his rhyme schemes, and he opened up with like these 2-syllable and 3-syllable rhyme schemes. But when he got like halfway into his verse, he started ramping up with more intricate internal rhyming, moved away from the 2-syllable rhyme schemes. So I thought the rapping was good. The beat, while I do think this sample they used is interesting, the aesthetic of it feels dated to me. Like I can perfectly picture those horns in like the bling era, which is kind of a common theme with Ransom's production when it ain't Nicholas Craven producing it. I'll take it for the bars. I don't love the production. This is New Test of Man.
I'm just trying to inquire what this really about. What's with the silly clout? City girl taking Diddy's route? What got Kiki whining?
I like these
dancing with a kitty out? What made Janelle go from a Lauryn Hill to a titties out? It's up till it's...
Hey, I'm normally relatively neutral about what rappers choose to rap about, but if he about to criticize Janelle Monáe for dressing like a woman instead of like the nigga from the Screaming Eagle Six Flags commercials, I'm not standing for it.
Catch a case before the album drops. That's what made the album hot, but God forbid that album flops. Now you banging on your records. Why you think they found him shot? We call that shit a bloodstream, and it stream around the clock.
Bloodstream playing back in the line about him catching a body before dropping the album.
It's almost like we was meant to be violent. Don't get lost in these quotes cause they was sent to be guidance. My novels are graphic. Look what it meant to these tyrants. Don't follow the masses cause then the M can be silent. Don't squander the assets. You know the journey, don't ponder that.
That's a tough line.
Don't follow the masses cause then the M can be silent. Don't squander the assets. You know the journey, don't ponder the address. Gotta be worried my genre is classless. Honor the task list. Now fond of them Uncle Toms who are ass kiss. I shoulder the pain. So when ran upper arm is disastrous.
Hey, I'm rocking with that song a little bit more than I'm rocking with the first one, in large part because of that beat. I think it was a dope horn sample, and I think they did something interesting with the drums where instead of going with the traditional kick and snare, they had this run where it was all toms and a cymbal hit. Real subtle, but I thought that was unique. Ransom's rapping was good. I think the lyricism here was even a step above the lyricism on the first song, and then once again, he heated up as he got through his verse where halfway through his verse, he got into a really intricate 5-syllable rhyme scheme. I'll say the only thing this verse was missing was his normal like show-stopping punches. He definitely had these wise gems sprinkled through his verse, but I will say his rapping is a little bit more explosive when he's rapping on more of that street lifestyle, regardless if he's coming from a braggadocious perspective or a guy who graduated from that street life, dropping gems on other niggas from the street life. But me personally, I think that style lends itself to more punches than the more social media commentary that he touched on in like Director's Cut 4 and that he's touching on again on this song. But pretty good song. This is Scape Goats.
I go to war in beast mode. Extended clip on a 44 is a cheat code. I get bread and get head from freak hoes, but don't sleep in the bed with them like they my street clothes.
Let's reload. You can't be a renegade with a weak soul.
Hey, when Ransom and Special go back and forth like this, it is special. I hope they incorporate Shay into it too.
Reload. You can't be a renegade with a weak soul. You'll die without a reasonable doubt for trying to repeat hoes.
He said he won't rob my line.
That's a tough line, dog. You can't be a renegade, a Jay-Z song. You'll die without a reasonable doubt. A Jay-Z album, that's fire. Trying to repeat Hove.
He said he won't rob my line for some kilos. I'm shooting behind my line like free throws.
What we chose an elaborate enterprise to incentivize no genocide. I'm dirty as puff. When he pushed genocide, defend your pride. You see my shine popping off in a nightclub.
The Diddy line to the Shine line, dog, he is spitting. And then this 3-syllable rhyme scheme back to back. It's something when Special and Ransom get together. Maybe they do the fusion dance like Dragon Ball Z or something, but they going off.
Before you get popped with this 40, I asked, is you down with the op like naughty? Huh. My life is a top story.
I'm gonna give him that. No, OPP, naughty by nature, down with the op.
My life is a top story. I throw a rat from the window with a top story. I don't just grab
rhyming top story with top story. That's innovative.
I don't just grab one brick. I cop 40. If it's 5 of y'all on one brick, that's a block party.
What you got for me? I aim for your soul, but I am not Tory. I stop.
That's so fire. Special started making fun of you for rhyming top story with top story. The setup was worth the punchline.
Paying full of bury your bones in Harlem. They don't feed us, nigga, we post apart.
Smoke to start, I'm a fast thinker, just made me slow to karma.
Nah, Shay came in crazy playing in a Ransom's round scheme out there. Special and Ransom and playing into each other's round schemes.
Erase niggas when it's led at ya. Bloodshed after then turn funerals to a Met Gala.
You was never man enough. Them tales of your prison stints and the grams you cut. Ever seen a dope fiend die while he's standing up? You scamming us. There's no back.
No, I have not seen that, but that's crazy.
Played on porches with small Barbies surrounded by shooters. That's resembling Bob Marley. You ever seen a fiend die? While watching from your porch, but they ain't know he was dead, so they still was talking to his corpse. I wrote classics, spoke with...
Now, to be fair, if a nigga OD'd and he was still standing, I would probably still be talking to him too.
I wrote classics, spoke with passion with no practice. The poems I'm rapping be the reason I'm gold status. Soul tactics cut from a clock is too old-fashioned with body language you can't understand with a closed caption.
Yo, Ransom, Special, and Shay Noir together is so fire, dog. That Trust label got something special. They really need an album together at this point. Just let somebody else pick the beats, dog. Or just work with Big Ghost. Ransom and Shay Noir already did it. Work with Big Ghost. I don't know why they keep insisting on rapping over these strings. I really don't like that aesthetic. It sounds so dated to me. But I guess if they was rapping over like Craven or Big Ghost beat, man, it would have been OD because these niggas lost their mind with the rapping. Way too much chemistry on display. The Ransom and Special going back and forth is a cheat code. The way they can just bounce off each other's lines and rhyme schemes is ridiculous. And I also think that Special elevates his rhyme schemes when he's rapping with Ransom. Special is normally as straightforward. He'll have 4 3-syllable rhymes within 2 bars pretty much from start to finish, and he switches that up when he's rapping with Ransom. He does the same thing when he's rapping with other rappers too, but he just seems like he's at his best and most comfortable with Ransom. Ransom's rhyme schemes were a little bit more intricate, and I was tempted to say he had the most intricate rhyme schemes on the song. Shay almost matched him with how she ended her verse, but I'll still edge it to Ransom. Spesh had the OD punches. He probably was my favorite on this song. And then Shay Noir, I love the back and forth that she had with Ransom. She came out there sounding pretty grimy too with the street imagery she gave on her part. Cold song, man. I could have did with another beat, but rapping was so good. They could have rapped on that joint a cappella and it would have been fire. Best one on the album. This is the Desolate One.
This shit is demonic right here, boy. Yeah.
I don't like all the little demonic junk, but I will say I'm like 99% sure that this chord progression on this guitar sample right here is called the Devil's Chord. If that is the case, if you know, fact check me on that. But it's hilarious. This chord used to actually be banned in music, which is stupid.
Peek through these alleys and corners, visions beyond the gutter. I gave birth to this creed, I breed like Adonis' mother. You will never find another. They might look this
Adonis Creed
game, but the buck stops there. No talent, gotta be honest, brother. But it's all.
Man, we heard so many Bucks Giannis flips. Matter of fact, Ransom done had multiple Bucks Giannis flips. Enough's enough, brother.
Redemption is.
Let it go. It's other NBA players.
But the buck stops there. No talent, gotta be honest, brother. But it's.
I will say, I do like the fact that he said the buck stops there, and it sounded like deer, buck, deer. I like that part of it, but let's let the Giannis flips go.
Redemption is what they promised colored. I'm at peace by myself because I was never fond of others. All winter, it was my turn to churn and grind some butter. I got that work hard for the money to
churn. He was talking about working hard, but churn and butter, that's a good flip.
But I can feel the devil, he's closing in. How does it feel when your hero just sold his soul to win? Slaughtered priest, found by the chapel, robbed for a stroke.
Is he the one to talk? Cover looking a little soul my soul-ish.
One word, and they'll take your genitalia for memorabilia. Touch my kids, I damn near guarantee every pedophilia. Yeah, analyze these squares when I wrote these angles.
You know, every bar with good wordplay doesn't have to be said. I mean, it's good wordplay. I wouldn't have said it. Take your genitals for memorabilia. I mean, we started in really iffy territory. It just didn't get better.
Get dangled with the hopes to hang you, choke and strangle. Though it's painful, these words gon' give you courage when most is shameful. This industry is full of savage demons and broken angels. Damn, still a child of God, but I'm hell-bounded. Shells counted, but those in my circle of trust is well-rounded.
Circle of trust, well-rounded. This has been the best rapping he's had on the album, even though he had the pedophilia part.
Average man can't take the smell in it. 6x9 selling years, hell sent it. Repel critics, cause every loss I learned from. But you can't spell millions without them L's in it.
That's a good line, dog. When I'm a millionaire, that's gonna be my IG caption.
Lost codes, these ghettos turn Jon Snows into John Does. Shit. Now we out of town with a large.
I like that line, cause that's a subtle way of saying fatherless dudes. Because Jon Snow was a bastard on Game of Thrones.
How you not gonna smell blood with a shark's nose?
Sheesh, nigga done ramped it up on these last two songs. Now, he did catch the assist from Special and Shade Noir on the last song, but the level of barring on that song was significantly higher than tracks 1 and 2, and then this track, same thing. As far as Ransom's solo rapping, easily the best rapping on the project. These were his most intricate, clever rhyme schemes. This is the lyricism that he's known for, in my opinion, with, back-to-back 4-syllable rhyme schemes, the way he moves between rhyme schemes, and then the fact that he can get his bars off and get his punches off while maintaining these really complex rhyme structures. That's sick, man. And these had the most standout punches by a lot. This is kind of what I was hinting at in New Test of a Man. I keep butchering that name of that song. I ain't say it right yet. But how when he gets into that street talking bag, he ain't even glorifying street talk, but he's just so knowledgeable of it that when he talks about it, it comes off crazy. And then while I'm not a huge fan of like the demonic imagery and all that stuff, I think that he used it in a really clever way with this underlying conflict of like the devil trying to get his soul, representing all the things pulling him into the street life. Probably the best song of the album, but this and Scape Goats are neck and neck. Pretty good beat by Nicholas Craven. I didn't love it at first, but the way that that beat gives this song this ominous feel and plays into the Desolate One, Devil's After His Soul type theme, and then he had the Devil's Chord. I think it fits the lyrics of the song perfectly, and it grew on me as the song progressed. Let's close this thing out with hymns.
And usually, if they can't destroy the person you are, then by far it wouldn't be hard to go after that man that you used to be. I can tell y'all ain't used to me.
That's
and
facts.
Truthfully, whether the studio is treated acoustically, every verse would be beautifully crafted.
Nah, bro, treat that studio. I don't know what it is, but I swear the best rappers just do not mix their songs well. This don't apply to Ransom, but don't go down that path.
You remember a Tom Brady, but forget all the teams that passed on him, and they ain't even asked for him. They said that you could possibly starve by looking ahead too quickly. I call that a fast forward.
Fast forward, fasting like not eating. That's a good line.
Or maybe a LeBron James, never wanted a star's fame. It never made sense. Money comes and that's when it all changed. Damn.
Fast forward, LeBron James is a fast, small forward, power forward now in today's game. And then that money change flip right after it. Niggas barring out, dog.
Cause I could lose my life for a stare, so I can't miss a step. Yeah. This
Good
game of
line.
life, better learn it now. It's always the biggest rats with these mouses moving the curse around, arguing if the earth is round. These
Mouse cursor.
niggas gathering at them pearly gates, hope he let us in. Funerals, your clothes and your sneakers go to your next of kin.
Hey dog, it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. That joint was fire. I'm liking the production on that. It was a classic soul sample, but there was so much distortion and reverb on the sample that it had this eerie vibe to it, which even accented Ransom's bars and gave it a darker undertone. And then Ransom was barring out once again. A lot of clever punches there, more intricate rhyme schemes. This was the first song that had, I wouldn't even call it a chorus, it was more like a refrain at the end. Not that I really know the difference between the chorus and the refrain, but it sounds right in this situation. But I like that refrain in the outro. And overall, I could do without the first two songs, but the last three was heat. The issue with the first song, I'm not a huge fan of Mayor. He was on This Life Made Me, if I'm not mistaken, and I didn't really like the production on that. It's really in line with the production that Ransom likes, so I'm not even really blaming that on Mayor. It's just the beats that Ransom tends to like sound super dated to me. I also think that Ransom is stronger when he's not in that social commentary bag, but as soon as we get to track 3 with Scape Goats, these last 3 were crazy. Scape Goats, man, I'm starting this petition for a Trust full-length album. Ranspash and Shade Noir are just way too good together. And then I think the production turned around on the last 2 songs where Craven came with a pretty dope beat. And I'm not familiar with Sib's rock, but I think he had the best beat on the album. Ransom's rapping also went from like a strong 7.75 to like a 9.5 on the last 3 songs. Overall, this is just solid on Ransom standards. If this was a 3-song EP, this would be really good. But when you only have 5 songs, you can't really afford to start slow. He does have 2 projects though of the year that rank super high for me, and I'm never finna complain about getting more Ransom bars.